everyone. This is MsDorez, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my background in this video. And later on in future videos, I'll talk about the actual industry, the entertainment industry, and the different jobs that are available. First of all, I moved here back in 1980 from Detroit, Michigan. I now live in Los Angeles. And I got started in the entertainment industry by working for temp agencies. So for a long time, I worked from one place to another. If any of you have ever worked for a temp agency, you know they just send you to different places, sometimes just for a day, sometimes for a week, sometimes for a few weeks. So I got hired at ABC as a temp, and I was working for a story editor. And that was my first taste of what it's like to go through that development process for a script or for a TV show. So that's where the scripts are read and then they get greenlit, or either they say, no, we don't want to do that project. So anyway, after I did that for a while, I ended up thinking that maybe the entertainment industry was where I wanted to work. So I decided that I needed to figure out what type of work I wanted to do. But it took a while to figure that out. So in the meantime, I ended up deciding maybe I should just try to find a permanent job at some place, you know, wherever. I was young and I just wanted to get in there, you know, and do anything just so I could be in the business. So what I did was I heard about some job interviews that were going on at various game shows and TV shows, and I got hired on a game show. It was called The Love Connection, so I think that's dating me now. You're going to know how old I am. But anyway, I went ahead and got hired there, and I worked there for a couple of years. And that was where I started to really learn what production was like. And I thought, okay, I think I like production better than development. So from there, I ended up meeting a lady who worked at Disney. Her name was Cheryl, and she wanted to start doing producing as well. With me, and I started thinking about producing at that time, but I didn't really know what a producer does. So anyway, I ended up talking with her about it, and we decided that we would try to do our own show. We had heard that the cable networks were allowing community members to just come in, you take their training session, which was called orientation, producers orientation. So we did that. And we decided we wanted to do something like a magazine type show, similar to Entertainment Tonight. So we called it Iron Entertainment, and we ended up doing that show probably for almost a year, I think. We interviewed people like Blair Underwood and Robert Townsend, and it was really exciting, and the actors loved it because we gave them the whole show to do. They didn't have like 5 minutes to come on and run on, talk about their latest project and go. So they liked the fact that they could sit there for like 30 minutes and just talk about their lives in addition to whatever projects they were working on. And it gave Cheryl and I a chance to really see what it's like to be a guerrilla producer, I call it, because we had no budget. So we were just winging it, you know, with catering, and you know, she and I wore 2 hats or 3 hats and did whatever was necessary to get the show produced. That was the best experience ever in learning how to produce. And now, because of the internet and YouTube and, you know, DVDs and all that, you guys have a much better opportunity to do those things, you know, to get started. So anyway, after I did that for a while, I ended up meeting a young man. His name was Willie Burton. He's an Academy Award-winning sound mixer. And we decided that we wanted to team up. But while we were deciding that, he was still working as a sound mixer, and so he was busy, and, you know, a lot of times he'd be out of town working and stuff. So we didn't really pursue it much at the time. Instead, what happened was that Cheryl told me that ABC was looking for a children's story. They wanted to do it as an animated special. And I had never done animation, and neither had she, but she had worked at Disney, and so, or was working at Disney, and so she had more experience than I did about knowing what's involved. So together, we decided we'd come up with a story. We went looking. I went in the library and stayed for hours, going through all kind of fairy tales and folk tales, and we finally settled on a story called Jerim Pimbira. It's an African folk tale. And we just both loved it, and so we took it to ABC. To my surprise, they bought it like right away. They were on board from the moment we started talking, pitching it to them. So anyway, we got that deal. It takes a long time to do animation. Luckily, this was just a 30-minute project, so it wasn't going to take that long to do like it will a movie, and movies take sometimes years to do an animated movie. So anyway, we did that, and we ended up getting that produced. And then after we did that is when I discovered that I really loved producing, and that maybe Willie and I should really look into teaming up. So we did, and that was over probably 18 years ago. We've been partners ever since. We've done a couple of small projects. We did an independent film, and then eventually we decided we wanted to try to do a feature film. So that's what we're working on now. We're shopping it around, looking for investors. It's called Cheeky, C-H-E-E-K-I-E. And if you want to Google it, you can Google it and look it up. So anyway, that's a bit about me and how I got to where I am. And what I hope to do in future videos is share all of that with you and let you know all about the jobs that are available. I'll give you job leads. For those of you who are more interested in acting, I'll see if I can find audition information. If there's any entertainment industry events coming up, I'll talk about those. D-O-R-E-Z, for those of you who may not know. Anyway, I hope that you'll stick with me, that you'll subscribe to my channel.